This dish is inspired by Asian flavors. It brings together some beautiful seasonal produce, courtesy of Natoora, and whole grains, which are a group of foods that we are chronically lacking in our diets and that pack lots of fiber. Today, Kathryn has created this recipe combining some beautiful flavors, some gorgeous greens, whole grains, all tied together by this lovely egg fried base. I can't wait to show you. It really just delivers on fiber, phytonutrients, seasonality, and flavor. So I'm so excited that we are cooking with Natoora produce today. They're an amazing company set up by Franco Fubini, who is a bit of a legend. He set out to really change the food system and allow people to access seasonal, really responsibly grown foods using traditional farming methods. So everything you see here is colourful and bright, and it tastes so good because the polyphenol content from this kind of produce is way higher than what you get from conventional farming methods. And it forces us to change the variety of the plants we eat because they change seasonally. Some of these plants are only in season for like 3 weeks. Yeah. So you've got to make the most of it, right?
And at their very best. So obviously when they're in season, they're at their very best. And when you look at this spread of ingredients, you can understand Franco's kind of passion for doing what he does, because you won't find this in a supermarket. But this is how, I mean, how many people have seen sprouting broccoli come like this? This is how it grows, and that's the broccoli inside. It's just absolutely stunning. You know, you have your carrots, which still have the soil on them, and we're so detached from that now. We want everything to be clean and to be perfect, but this is the way we should be eating a carrot.
And if you could smell, just
all the
amazing
aromas,
smells.
especially the herbs. You can smell the tomatoes, you can smell that beautiful vine tomato smell, the kind of aroma is in the room. It's just stunning.
So I think what's really great about Natoora is they've actually managed to set up their own system, so you can purchase these beautiful products direct to your home. They have food delivery boxes. They do have some stores in London which are gorgeous to just visit. And so, you know, depending on how much you want to try this out, you could pop to a store, you could just get one box to try it. And I mean, what I've experienced with Natoora is that it's transformed the way I cook and the way I think about ingredients. So now when I purchase like a really beautiful cauliflower from them, that becomes the central part of the meal. That is the absolute crowning glory. And it's just such a gorgeous way to increase your fiber intake, increase the variety of plants you're eating, and discover some foods that perhaps you haven't tried before, to really make the most flavoursome dishes and nutritious. I mean, you know, we talk a lot about nutrient density, Kathryn, and how important that is. The nutrient density of these vegetables is like, it's unparalleled. You just can't get this amount of nutrient density that you see on this table. We've got quite a few ingredients to chop up. Tell us what's going in, and I'll start with my chopping.
So we've got lots of kind of lovely flavours from all these veg. We've got spring onions, seasonal rainbow chard, we've got some purple sprouting broccoli, carrots. So these are all kind of going to bulk up our egg fried grains and make it really colourful and delicious. And then the base flavours will be mushrooms. So we're going to start off with the mushrooms because I quite like to get a bit of colour on mushrooms.
Yeah, they're nice, aren't they, when they're cooked?
Yes.
And when I'm doing the spring onions, how chopped are these? Are they quite finely, or how do you want them?
I think finely chopped, but you don't need to, because there's quite a lot going on here, we're not going to be too precious about things. I mean, this is a celebration of these seasonal vegetables. The reason that I designed this recipe was to make the best of all of these beautiful ingredients and ingredients we've been given by the amazing Natoora. You've got the base flavours that we're working with are, you've got garlic, we're going to have some ginger, some chilli, and we're going to start the base of this. We're going to use sesame oil, although you can use olive oil if you want, but we're just going to start, that's another layer of flavour that we're going to start with, a beautiful toasted kind of sesame flavour.
And I know I said it's Asian inspired, so what sort of flavours from this dish?
Well, we've got the combination, the kind of holy grail of the chilli, ginger and the garlic. And we've got the soy sauce that we're going to garnish it with. We have the sesame oil.
Nice.
We've got some toasted peanuts to go on top, and then we're going to finish it with some lovely fresh and vibrant coriander.
Beautiful. And you know, sesame oil is really interesting because it's got a really specific flavour profile, and it is absolutely healthy to cook with. So people often get worried about seed oils. Yeah. And there's no reason to worry. They're full of polyunsaturated fatty acids, which are really good for us. And so I would say like experiment with cooking with different types. Can I put these in with the spring onions?
They can go in with spring onions. Yep.
Experiment with cooking with different oils because they do have different flavour profiles.
I want to show you how to peel some ginger. So here we've got a 1-inch piece of ginger, and the easiest way to do it is to get a spoon and scrape off the skin. Because if you try and peel that with a peeler, they're quite knobbly little things. You end up cutting away a lot of the ginger and a lot of the flesh, which ends up with just unnecessary wastage, which we don't want. I really love the flavour of ginger. It has like this warming spice that just kind of lingers and stays with you. I find it unbelievably delicious. And I also love the texture of ginger, so I like to keep it.
It's quite crunchy, isn't it?
Yeah, so for this, I'm just going to very, very finely slice it. It helps if you have a sharp knife to do this. Yeah, it's lovely, isn't it?
And so, say for instance, I can't find ginger and garlic together, by the way, the smell right now.
Isn't it gorgeous?
So good.
It's so gorgeous.
If you can't find fresh ginger, is it okay to use ginger powdered? Yeah.
I don't think it works for this because it doesn't have the same freshness.
Okay, so
you'd be better off just leaving it out.
Okay.
But you can use lots of other flavours, like we've got some lime juice in here. You've got the heat from the chili. So if you can't find ginger, it's not the end of the world. Yeah. It doesn't really matter.
That's fair. Why I'm so keen on this, championing this kind of farming, is that whilst right now it's not scalable, and so a lot of farms can't do it yet, there is a lot of research that's gone into how maintaining healthy soils makes it more scalable, and it really improves the profile of the nutrients in the vegetables and of the microbes that live in the soil that keep that soil really fertile. So, there's lots of studies looking at exposure to healthy soil through gardening, for example, and how it lengthens life.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, so gardening is like one of the longevity activities, but it's not just because you're outside and moving. There's actual direct benefits to your immune system soil. Because you're touching soil. You're touching usually healthy soil, right? And that it ends up, you eat a little bit of it, it's fine, it doesn't do you any harm. I wouldn't recommend like shoveling soil into your mouth, but just getting in contact with soil, touching it, leaving a little bit on your food if it's been grown in this way is actually beneficial. And it's, one of the reasons we really encourage people to get their kids involved in food prep. Yeah. Because when your kids touch these kinds of food, they get different microbes on their skin. They then ingest that. It's really, really good for them. And it actually can improve the composition of your gut microbes.
Wow.
Yeah.
I remember I used to have a vegetable patch, and my daughter used to love picking a carrot straight out of the vegetable patch, and she'd just shake it like this, and then she'd shove it straight in her mouth.
Good for her. She knows how to live.
So these beautiful sprouting broccolis, we've chopped them nice and small. Beautiful. And also keeping in that lovely stalk. They've got to go in as well. Full of flavour and full of texture. I'm going to try and make some space for our sprouting broccoli.
Might need to get another dish for you.
Just
look at that.
Look at that.
You've got your ginger, your garlic, your chilli.
Yep.
And then you've got your greens, your carrots in here, and then mushrooms.
Mm-hmm. I think we're all ready with all of our prepping. Should we get frying?
Let's go. 3 tablespoons of sesame oil. It's on the heat.
It's on the heat. Nice and hot, because you want your mushrooms, you don't want to fry them for too long, but you want them to take on a little bit of colour. Yeah. So we're just going to pop those in there. And again, it's that whole kind of theme of adding in.
Yeah.
Where can we add things in, where they work and where they're going to make sense and where they're going to really amplify the flavour of a dish in a really easy and achievable way. So they're just going to take a few minutes, and then we'll get everything else in there.
The mushrooms have got some beautiful colour to them now.
Yeah, you can really see how gorgeous they're looking.
And they're smelling the divine.
So they'll have this really intense flavour, and they'll have picked up that lovely flavour from the sesame oil. Here we have our ginger, garlic and chilli.
Gorgeous.
That's going to go in. Just going to turn up the heat a little bit. And you don't want to cook these for too long. You just want to give them maybe 1.5 to 2 minutes, just to take the edge off the rawness of the garlic especially.
Okay.
But what I want with the ginger, I've sliced it quite finely. I want to soften it just a touch, but I want to keep that texture.
Keep the crunch, yeah.
And then with the chilli, when we slice the chilli, I've taken the seeds out of the chilli.
So it's not too hot, right?
It's not. Yeah. If you love spice and you like things to be really spicy, by all means, leave it in. But we've got the ginger, which has got that kind of heat through it. So we're just going for something a little bit milder.
Okay, so the veg is next.
The veg is next.
See, I thought with egg fried grains or egg fried rice, that the egg was quite early, but I'm mistaken.
Well, we're adding quite a lot into our egg fried grains.
Ah.
So egg fried rice is traditionally, I mean, they do have variations on it, but there's not as much going on as we have here. We're kind of using the concept of egg fried rice, but we're using
something new. Yeah.
We're using our spelt instead,
and
then we're using it as a way of getting all these beautiful vegetables into it.
The spelt is actually, again, it's one of the parboiled sachets. You can just buy it in the supermarket. Easy peasy. What a great way to get whole grains in without having to think about it too much.
Absolutely.
But if you do cook your spelt from scratch, it's actually really easy. So you rinse it and you boil it as you would rice.
Best to do when you just are doing something else and you're not waiting for it, because it can take 30 to 40 minutes.
Yeah.
So this is all ready, and we're going to get all of our veggies in there.
Wow, look at that.
Look at that.
That is so gorgeous.
What I'm going to do is put in a splash of water.
Okay.
Get the lid on top. It's going to trap in all that steam.
Nice.
And it's just going to cook them really, really quickly, and allowing it to keep all of those nutrients, all of that.
In tight. Yeah. Exactly. Yeah.
All of that texture. You can see that's kind of wilted down a little bit.
Yes.
So what we're going to do is just get a little splash of water, maybe about 2 to 3 tablespoons. And I'm just going to put that on there and just give it a shake. Like that. And then we're just going to leave that for 2 or 3 minutes.
The steam's already collecting.
Exactly. So that's going to trap in almost like a little pressure cooker to cook these veg. It's going to all happen a bit quicker. And I think for me the thing is retaining that texture.
And it does, you're right, it does retain a lot of the nutrients this way.
Yeah.
Because you're not boiling them off, so they stay in the dish.
Let's have a little look and see how they're doing. Beautiful.
Wow, look at that.
So they're getting there. So we're going to add in the spelt, if you want to add the spelt, Fede. So get that in there and heat that through. And we're just going to give it a few more minutes, and then we'll be ready to add in our egg.
Wow. So what's really cool about this recipe is the seasonal produce, which is gorgeous, really celebrating more responsibly grown vegetables, thanks to Natoora, but also switching out a dish that traditionally uses like a white rice for a whole grain.
Yeah.
And this is such an easy way to start to incorporate whole grains into your diet, because people often struggle to think, well, what am I going to make with it? And this is such a good example. You know, sometimes you might want to make this with rice if that's something that's in your diet, but such an easy switch to spelt in this case, which is really behaves very similarly to rice, but just packs so much more of a punch in terms of nutrients. It's higher in fibre, higher in plant protein. It contains lots of healthy fats and B vitamins, which are really good for us. And the polyphenols, the phytonutrients that we were talking about earlier, these plant chemicals that are very good for us and for our gut microbes, are present in much higher numbers in whole grains like spelt than they are in a white rice.
So you've noticed here, I've just made some room in the pan. I've pushed everything to one side.
Okay.
And here I've got 2 eggs that have been whisked and seasoned. Seasoning it is really, really important because there's quite a lot of ingredients in here. So the seasoning at all the different levels is really important. Okay. And you're just going to pour that in.
Oh, just on the side?
Just on the side.
Oh, I didn't know that.
There we go.
Wow.
And you're just going to give it like maybe 30 seconds and you'll see it's starting to set.
Almost like an omelette.
And then mix it all through. And you'll see these beautiful stringy little bits of egg.
Yeah.
And now you can turn off the heat. You don't need any more heat.
It's like the golden threads of egg.
It's lovely, isn't it?
Yeah.
And that's how, I mean, that was probably 30 seconds altogether. And that is it done. So we're going to bring this over here and we're going to serve up.
Nice. Well, that looks and smells
beautiful.
Delicious, yeah.
It's lovely. So we're going to, just to really show it off, we're going to get it onto this lovely platter. In all the colours in there. You can really smell all the different aromatics, the ginger, the garlic. Right, so I won't overload it too much.
Okay.
We'll stick with that much. And then I just want to show you what we're going to garnish it with. We've got some fresh coriander. So these are all flavours that are really happy in each other's company.
They're friends.
They're friends. That's going to go on top. which is lovely. And then we've got some lime. And I think we're going to do the juice from half a lime.
Just half, yeah?
And then here, this is where we're going to get the soy sauce. Smell that. It's absolutely gorgeous.
Oh, whoa. That is stunning. That is, so the smell of that, it's interesting because with soy sauce, you can of course just get soy sauce from a supermarket, but I guess this soy sauce, which we got from Natoora, is the real deal. And
you can smell it as soon as you open
it's like, I guess the difference between like a virgin olive oil and an extra virgin olive oil.
Yeah,
it's
absolutely.
It really does smell stunning.
And that's why I thought that would be lovely at the very end, just drizzled on top.
Yeah, you want to cook that.
And you probably want enough, not too much that makes it too salty, but enough just to go down through those lovely layers of veggies. We've got some toasted peanuts.
Oh, yum.
But you can use, you know, whatever nuts you have. Peanuts in particular I quite like.
Adding nuts to your diet generally is just really good for you. It's a wonderful way to add diversity, fibre and plant protein, and they contain these really healthy fats that we want to get more of in our diet.
And I think because we've got these beautiful carrot tops from these carrots that we had from Natoora, I think we should really celebrate that. And also just to show that this is also, it's as much of an ingredient as much as the carrots are.
More is more.
More is more.
Yeah, and it's so nice not to waste anything.
Yep.
Well, I've already got a spoon.
There we go. Well, she's locked and loaded, ready to go.
This looks amazing. I'm going to go in for a taste.
Make sure you get some of that soy sauce in there.
That is so beautiful because it's actually flavourful, but it's very elegant.
Delicate. It's very elegant and
very
delicate. It's kind of like a real harmony.
Stunning flavour.
Gorgeous.
Love it. I'm Dr Federica Amati, medical scientist, registered public health nutritionist and best-selling author. I teach nutrition to healthcare professionals as well as advising policymakers on how to improve public health. I also work with a clinical medical team to help people achieve their health goals. Subscribe for easy ways to improve your health, simple, delicious recipes, and evidence-based information. Follow me on Instagram and TikTok for regular updates and quick health wins. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you found this useful. I can't wait to see you next time.